What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. Just wanted to talk to you guys about the attack on our food supply, and I wanted to give you guys some food for thought and propose a theory that I haven't really heard anybody else talk about. And speaking of food supplies, behind me I got thousands of acres of cornfields and soybeans and wheat, and there's a bunch of dairy farms near me with cows and stuff. It's one of the benefits of living in the country. If there's SHTF, I got tons of food all around me. My theory is that all these attacks on our food supply, the bird flu, and all these processing plants, General Mills getting hit with mysterious fires and plane crashes and stuff like that, to me, it sounds like foreign agents. It sounds like the work of saboteurs, including the bird flu, guys. The chicken flu that's been killing off all the chickens. I think that's the work of a foreign biological warfare agent. And all those attacks on the food processing plants, to me, are saboteurs. You know, right now, we're basically at war with Russia over Ukraine. You know, it's not overtly stated by Russia or the United States, but basically we're at war with Russia right now, you know. So it's in Russia's interest to do everything they can to possibly weaken us. And one of the best ways to do that is to attack our food supply, either with biological agents like this chicken flu, or with, sabotaging food processing plants and factories and stuff like that. And that's exactly what's been going on the last couple of weeks. You know, simultaneously as this big war in Ukraine has been going on, we've seen all these attacks on our food supply at the same exact time as this war started, guys. Look at the timing of this chicken flu, okay? The chicken flu started right around the time when Russia invaded Ukraine, okay? And just in the last 2 to 3 weeks, as this war has really picked up steam and is now, you know, mainstream, and it's taking over everything in the world. Now we can see the works of possibly Russian saboteurs or some kind of foreign saboteurs that are attacking our food processing plants. So I know everybody's saying that this is the work of the New World Order, and it very well could be the work of the New World Order, guys. I'm not sure. I'm just proposing an alternate theory, because the timing of this to happen at the exact same time as Russia's attack on Ukraine, to me, it just smells like foreign sabotage and a biological attack, okay? Now, one thing people don't realize is that during the Cold War, Russia had the most advanced biological warfare program in the world. And a lot of those biological warfare agents that they developed during the Cold War, they still have, okay? Just like most of Russia's nuclear arsenal that they use today was developed during the Cold War, okay? During the USSR, all right? So Putin has inherited a lot of weapons from the Soviet days, all right? Including biological weapons, and Russia still has a very advanced biological weapons program, all right? Russia is one of the few countries in the world, besides the United States, that has smallpox stockpiles. And there's actually one particular city in Russia. It's a closed city, and Russia has a lot of these closed cities. And what a closed city is literally what closed city. It's a closed city. It's closed off to the public, okay? You're not allowed to go into these cities in Russia unless you have proper clearance, okay? And the reason why they're called closed cities is because that's where the Russian military does all kinds of research and development of different types of weapons, or any kind of critical infrastructure and natural resources. The Russian government closes these cities off to the general population, you know. So there's a lot of these closed cities in Russia where they develop biological weapons, chemical weapons, and one of the big biological weapons that Russia is known for are the chimera viruses, including Ebola pox. You know, during the USSR, the Russians created Ebola pox, which is a combination of Ebola and smallpox. They spliced the two together, so this way you have the lethality of the Ebola with the contagiousness of the smallpox, because smallpox spreads very easily, but it's not as lethal as Ebola. Ebola is opposite. It's very lethal, but it doesn't spread that easily. So what they did was they combined Ebola with smallpox, so this way they get the best of both worlds, okay? And that was developed under the USSR, guys, the Soviet Union, all right? So Russia still has a lot of these weapons, a lot of these bioweapons, and I'm sure they're developing other types of bioweapons, especially bioweapons that target food supplies. Everybody thinks a bioweapon is just going to kill people, you know, like smallpox or Ebola, right? Or Ebola pox. But a lot of bioweapons can be designed to attack food supplies, all right? Just look at the chicken flu right now, all right? That's a classic example, in my opinion, of a biological warfare agent, and it was deployed at the exact same time as Russia invaded Ukraine. All right, same thing with these food processing plants. They're all getting hit right at the same time as this invasion in Ukraine, and to me that's not a coincidence, okay? You know, we have a lot of foreign agents in the United States. Many of them are sleepers, okay? Sleeper cells. And these sleeper cells, they're basically ready to sabotage our infrastructure at a moment's notice as soon as they get the word from their masters or their handlers in Russia or China or Iran or any of these other countries. So that's what I think is going on, guys. This attack on our food supply, in my opinion, is the work of foreign saboteurs and biological agents deployed in our country. And many people don't know, but in like 2012 to 2014, there was a really bad swine flu outbreak in Eastern Europe, in Ukraine, and also in Poland and in the Baltic countries. And it was an African swine flu. You guys got to ask yourself, how the heck does an African swine flu get to Poland or Ukraine or the Baltic countries? Do you really think that that was just natural? I personally believe that that was the Russian government deploying a biological agent into Eastern European countries to economically weaken them, to destroy their food supplies. And I think that's what's happening now, guys. I really believe that this is the work of some kind of foreign agents. You know, this chicken flu and this attack on all these food processing plants. To me, it smells like foreign sabotage. And we really have to be vigilant going forward now that this war in Ukraine is really heating up. We got to be vigilant for more attacks like this, not just on our food, but also on our power grid. You know, there's been many attacks on our infrastructure the last 10 to 15 years. The most notable one was in the Metcalf substation outside of, I think it was somewhere in Southern California or Central California. There was this huge substation where some people were shooting at it with AK-47s. Okay, so you know, those types of attacks are going to happen as we go forward, and this war in Ukraine deepens, and this basically war with Russia continues, you know, because we're basically at war with Russia right now. You know, not overtly, but for sure, you know, there is a war going on, and Ukraine is just kind of like the proxy. So anyway, that's my thoughts, guys. Wanted to just talk to you about this. That's what I think is causing all these attacks on our food supplies, is the work of foreign agents, foreign saboteurs, sleeper cells. And I think that chicken flu is a bioweapon, a Russian bioweapon, possibly engineered in one of their closed cities. But that's pretty much it, guys. Take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere.